I'm thinking we don't have anyone else in the waiting room, so I think we're good.
All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Seesaw Hacks. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. Okay, so I'm Lakshmi Nair. I'm a special ed teacher at Syracuse Latin. You want to introduce yourself, Beth?
Oh, hi, I'm Beth Abdo. I'm a first grade teacher at Van Dyne.
I'm Rosa Trapasso, and I'm an ENL teacher at Fraser.
So in today's session, our goal for you is to learn some tips and tricks to support your students in a meaningful, engaging way using Seesaw, which has been a platform that many of us have used since especially switching over to distance learning. So to begin, some of you may know this, but there are shortcuts for the directions that you give for the activities that you post online. So you can give voice instructions, but on top of that, you can also have the symbols for what buttons to exactly click on for them to successfully complete your task. At the end of the presentation, Rose is actually going to show you the Padlet that our coaches created, and you'll get to see all the different shortcuts that you could use for Seesaw. The multimedia instructions. This has been really beneficial for my students because it's, you know, I can give the shortcuts to show exactly what to click on. I can give my voice instructions, but I use the multimedia instructions to kind of give a demo, an exemplar model of what I'm expecting from them. The only thing with using the multimedia instructions is that you will have to recreate that same template in the student response so it looks the same. And I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. I'm making an interactive activity. With a lot of my students who struggle with reading, I do the Wilson program. So there is the part of Wilson where they do the wordless reading. Most of the time I'll do an activity where they are required to read words that I would have them typically read in their charting, but I'll make it more interactive so it's just not so dry and boring. So this is a great tool for them to be engaged and just have a little bit more engagement in it. So I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so if you notice here, this is what it looks like when you use those shortcuts as well. So it looks like this when you type it in, but when you click submit and you actually post your activity, it looks like the symbols that it's supposed to look like. Now, right here is the multimedia instructions that I was talking about earlier. So typically for this is what their template will look like too, except for this exemplar model, I will use a microphone and I'll record myself giving that instructions and also demoing at the same time. So I'll model for them to drag it to the appropriate column with the correct digraph. So that way a lot of my students, they need that visual model to complete a task appropriately. Now, the part that I was talking about before was if you look over here where it says add template for student responses, it doesn't transfer over, which it's just a little tedious. It's not the worst thing, but it's just you have to re-upload it again. And the best part about making these interactive activities or using the multimedia instructions is that you get to use whatever template that you create, whether it could be on Word document or it can be on Smart Notebook. And all you have to do is just snip it and save it, and then you can just upload it using the camera. So very big. And the biggest thing I would also say is whenever you use your own pictures that you upload, just make sure you lock it in place because otherwise it can move around when they are interacting with it and it can just throw them off. So the only thing is to match their student response with multimedia, I would just have to type in all of the words that I used before, which again, isn't the worst thing. It just can be tedious. So that's the only thing I would say about that. Next would be the tracking student growth and progress. So this has also been a great way. Again, I use the Wilson program a lot, and they love to color in their charting paper. It kind of just very visual for them to see how many words they got correct. And so it was a little hard at first to do this being distance learning. But if you actually go onto Seesaw and you click on add, if you go onto post student work, you can click on drawing, and then again, whatever template that you create. So I just kind of made, it looks very similar if you've ever done Wilson. It looks very similar to the one that they actually give you. And then just upload it. And the cool part about that is I can, again, lock it in place. I can create whatever sub-step that we're working on. I can put in the date. And when I post it, they can also edit it. So what it looks like for them will be like this. I posted it, and you can click on maybe a student that you want to use it for. So if I was on her page, she would then click on the 3 dots, and for her, it would say edit item, and then she can go in and circle and color in however many boxes that she got correct. And you can use this for any activity, right? Like you can use it for maybe a sticker chart for a student or some sort of incentive behavior. You can use it in any way that you can be creative. Also with the activity, with the dragging, I use it for a social emotional where it was just a big circle in the middle and I put emojis on the side, and they would just drag in whatever emoji they were feeling that day, and they would tell me why using the microphone. So it's just a great tool that you can, it's just an engaging way versus just a written response. I want to make this bigger again, so hold on. Weird. I don't know why it's not letting me get bigger. But another thing that I didn't actually find out until a couple of weeks into our distance learning is to give oral feedback and comments. So this is a great way because I know a lot of my students, whenever I would give them feedback on any of the work that they assigned, they didn't quite grasp what I was trying to say because I was typing it. So using the microphone, you can just record the feedback that you would be giving them. So that way it's just a little bit more easy to understand for your students. Also, something else that has been super engaging is adding your own Bitmoji stickers to student work. Because what student doesn't love seeing their teacher's Bitmoji on the work that they hand in? You can download the Bitmoji extension on Chrome, but if you are using a district laptop, they won't allow for that. So what I've been doing is taking a Bitmoji and emailing it to myself from my phone. And then I just right click and press copy image. And then you can go into someone's work. So let's see. I'm going to click on this student. So if this student submitted her work, I want to add a sticker. I click on the 3 dots and click on edit item. And then once you get on there, you press Control V, which is just a shortcut for paste. And then you can just minimize it, make it look how you want, and then press the green check mark. And again, I mean, those are just little things that you can do just to make it a little bit more engaging for students. I know my students love seeing that. So, yes. All you, Beth. You're muted.
Sorry. Hi, everybody. Okay, so one thing that I found is I've been using Seesaw for a couple of years, and in working with the younger kids, we used the Seesaw for data collection. So we would give the students the iPads and have them read a passage. And then we used it by counting from first grade. So we'd have them count by twos, you know, fives, tens, and ones. So that there was a video that we had where we could show them if they were struggling in one place or another. And the nice thing about it was having the video of their reading progress helped when we told the parents that their child was struggling and they were, you know, no, my child reads really well at home. I don't know why they don't read well in school. So we would show them the video. So that helped us to keep our data and help to show the students' growth throughout the year. We started right with the first week of school, and every month when we did the math, the numbers, we had all that progression. And we also posted it for the parents to see. So we've been doing that for a couple of years, and that was really, really helpful. So that was just one little trick I wanted to share with you. The next thing I want to show you is I actually found the second week that we were down, parents came to me, we were doing videos, you know, posting the videos, and at times they could get, when the students had the videos, they could go into YouTube because a lot of the videos were from YouTube. So I'm going to show you a quick way through Safe YouTube to protect your videos for your students. Can you see this, guys?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So the first thing is I'm going to show you an example. So in my library.
Actually, Beth, you're not showing your Seesaw, if that's what we're supposed to look at.
You can't see this?
I'm seeing our PowerPoint.
All right, so I apologize. Let's see. Let me stop sharing. Okay. So we want to see, how's that?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So in my library, I'm going to go into a story. So for example, I pulled this off of one of the Seesaw, one of the school district sites, and I posted it, and my friends could see it. However, if they scroll down, they were able to go deeper into YouTube, which that's not a good thing. So I discovered SafeTube, and it's very easy to get to. Let me just show you how to do it. So you go into Safe YouTube, take the video, just highlight the site, copy it, go into the Safe YouTube. Can you see this okay, guys?
Yep.
We're good. All right, so under Generate Link, you're going to paste it. Click Generate Link. And it's now giving you a safe link. I'm going to copy it.
Well done.
Go back to my site. This is the actual one. While I'm here, I'm going to go down to those three little awesome dots. I'm going to copy and edit it.
I'm leaving soon.
I'm going to go to the link itself. I'm just going to get rid of that one. So now I'm going to go back in and add the multimedia. I'm clicking on the link and just pasting what I just got off of the Safe YouTube. And now it is safe. And when the students go on it, they're going to see, oops, excuse me, sorry. I'm going to save it. When they go on it now, this is what they're going to see. So they won't be able to go any further into the internet. Okay. So, let's see. Let me get rid of that one. The next thing I want to show you, let me just share. Sorry, I want to get back to the PowerPoint. Is how to share what you have with your colleagues. And this again is super, super simple. Let me show you that. Oops. Sorry, guys. I apologize. So if I want to share this with my colleagues, I'm going to go over to the three little dots over here in the corner, on the right-hand corner, and click on Share Activity. Then I'm going to select the teachers, and these are all the teachers that are in your building. Pick on a teacher. And let me see. And that's who I'm going to share it with. And it goes to her. So that's a great way to share with your teammates or with someone else. I do a lot of the Scholastic videos, and I use those. I share those with my team. Okay, so let me see what our next thing is here. The next thing I want to show you, does anyone have any questions? I see some questions. Lakshmi, can you do the questions?
Nope, they're just actually comments for us. So.
Sorry. Okay, and sharing with your colleagues. Another great way to share, very easy. Oh, I just shared that, sorry, never mind. Let's see what's next. What's after sharing? Let me see, I'm sorry. Organizing your folders, okay. So if you've ever, and I'm sure you have, gone into the library, and if you looked at the school district's library, there's so many choices and they can be so overwhelming. And if you're saving them to your own library, all you have to do is click on the heart and it saves them. As a result, you're going to get a whole bunch of different activities. So what I have done is I've created libraries, named them some silly things, depending upon what the category is. So if you want to make a library catalog for yourself, a folder, you're just going to go down to the bottom, and this tells me how many activities I do not have in a library folder yet. So I click on it. And if you notice, these activities say organize in the corners. So all you have to do is click on an activity. I'll do this one. And it just asks where you want it to go. And I put all my stories under fun stories, and it's all set. So that's an easy way to organize your library. Let's see. Okay, and now messaging families. I just discovered this like 2 weeks ago, and I cannot believe I didn't even realize this. To message your families, up here in the corner, there's a little plus sign, add. Over here, sending an announcement. At this point, you can send it to, you add it here, you can add a picture, you can type in words, whatever you want, a link. I actually did a Memorial Day video for the kids. And then here, who you want to send it to. Oops, let's see. So you can send it to, you have your choices, send it to all your families, type the announcement, put an attachment here, and send it. It's a great way to get information out. I know I've sent things usually through Dojo and through Seesaw. That way I know if one is not looking at the Dojo all the time and they're doing Seesaw, if not, having them see it more than once is definitely an advantage. I think, unless anybody has any questions, that's pretty much all that I have for you at this point. If anybody has any Any other ideas that makes it Seesaw easier for them? No. Okay. Rosa.
Okay, so I'm just gonna share my screen. Can everyone see that?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to access the Seesaw Padlet. This is a good resource because everything is found in one place, okay? On this Padlet, you can find ideas, answers to your questions, short videos, step-by-step directions, tutorials, a bunch of things, all in one space. There are also ideas for launching Seesaw with both students and families. But if you look specifically at the emergency resources box, this is the one created by the coaches for our learning at home time, okay? They have updated training guides, quick start guides. But if you look towards the bottom, there's some really good center activities right here, Seesaw books, Seesaw and flashcards, Seesaw and worksheets. And these were created by Amy Bloom, and she shared them with us. So I think they're really good and they hold students accountable. So I'm going to show you one. This one is Seesaw and books. So I see this center right here and I say, oh my God, for how many years have I been doing reading centers? And look at what she's got. She's got, they read the story, they record it, they listen to it, they upload it, the teacher listens to it, gives it feedback, gives the video, the student feedback. So it's really holding the student accountable because, you know, the way I used to do it in the past was, you know, kids are at the reading center and you don't know what they're doing. So I think that's really good. If I go back. There's also other ones, reading in flashcards. Again, you know, an accountability piece for that. It's already done. You just, you know, teach it with procedures and you can have it for the whole year. Also Seesaw and worksheets. Seesaw and worksheets is also got the same setup for students to use. I'm sorry, my son. I apologize. And lastly, there is a link to motivational if anyone's doing summer school, where I think it was Amy Bloom. She added badges so kids could earn badges. But that's it. Lots of resources there to view. If anyone has any questions for any of us.
Awesome. They can't see the Padlet. I can't.
Rosa, can you click? Yep, there you go.
Right here. This is where the motivational distance learning is. And there's a folder and a bunch of things. You know, if they complete work, they get to create their own badge, brag tags. There's a report for parents. There's just so much on this.
Rosa, could you scroll down for a second?
Yes.
And then maybe move the other scroll bar to the right.
Make it bigger? Okay. Right here?
Yep, so if you see the Seesaw activity icons, those are where all the different labels that you can put into your instructions for your students that we mentioned.
Yeah, I think that the Padlet link is, where do they find this, the Padlet link, Rosa?
And the PL Hub.
Okay.
I can actually post it right here on our chat too.
Great.
Perfect. Thank you, Rosa.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, if you just want to unshare your screen.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. Okay, one thing that I did find out is some of our friends were really organized when they were giving the directions. on the activities. So I kind of borrowed their activities and I would just rewrite it, and I would use those little icons. And those helped a lot, and it kept the consistency with the kids. So just kind of, I mean, you can take somebody's activity and totally make it your own for your kids. And sometimes the activities that I borrowed had their voices on them for the voice directions. So what I found that I would just erase that and just put my own in for the kids, so that it was they were hearing my voice as they were doing the activity. Did a lot of borrowing. I don't know about anybody else.
And if you find yourself trying to do this on your own and you need any of us, you can email. Our emails are right on the front of the PowerPoint, and we'll be actually uploading all the presentations on our Syracuse website. So feel free to email any of us.
Yep. All right. Any other questions? You know where we live. We're here. Thank you.
Great job, ladies.
Great job.
Great job.
Thank you guys
Thanks
for
for coming. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
See you later.
Don't go, Bradley. No, where did she go? Oh, she left.
Great job, guys. I don't know why I have a virtual background. I'm
Oh,
on my
you
phone. Sorry.
Can you wait for a minute?
Sure.
Maureen, wait for 1 second.
Maureen, where are you? You look like you're in San Francisco or something.
Honestly, I'm on my phone and I just turned on the camera. I'm where I always am when I talk to you guys, but I'm just on a different device.
Yeah, no. This
Okay.
is, yeah.
I'm going to stop recording,